It was a really big night for the dirtbag left, last week, without a doubt. And some of the crazy things that they've said, like clearly anti-America, anti-Western civilization. And they actually, one of them was even part of the groups. They wanted to end all Western civilization. So overall, that's a wing of the party without a doubt. But they're not Democrats. They're not socialists. Many of them are an avowed communist. So between P. Hustle in Maine and some of the other winners, in New York, they should form their own party and run on all the things that they've had to delete on social media overall. It was a really big night for the.
All right, folks. So, of course, that was John Fetterman. All right. And he went off on the socialists that have won a lot of these primaries all over the country. And it's driving the Democrat leadership crazy. All right. Not to be outdone, we got to talk about Colorado. So the Democrats face a full-blown insurgency. Senator Michael Bennet, once considered a sure shot for the 2026 gubernatorial nomination, lost to Attorney General Phil Weiser. But the biggest shock was the defeat of Representative Diana DeGette, who has served in Congress for nearly 30 years and was ousted by challenger Malat Kiros, who, among many things, said that we deserved the 9/11 attacks. Take a look at this. This is clip 6.
Mm-hmm. Abolishing ICE is just one step, right? Democrats have been in power multiple times over the last few decades and did nothing to address the immigration reform that we actually need.
Expenditures, increased spending.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think there has to be an immediate pathway for every single undocumented immigrant that's here in this country today that does not require them to shell out thousands of dollars to go through the process, for it to take decades at a time to be able to get to citizenship, an immediate pathway to citizenship.
We will not wait to abolish ICE and pass Medicare for all. We will not wait to put an end to the politics of the past, to get big money out of our politics, and to reject corporate PACs and APAC. And no, we will not wait to end the genocide in Palestine.
Wow. All right. So, Nicole, Colorado is now another incubator for Marxist radicals.
Listen, it's another blue state blueing. This is what they do. And it's getting increasingly funny to see the establishment Democrats kind of go, oh God, what's happened? You allowed this to happen. Again, let me remind you, Nancy Pelosi warned you guys when you were embracing Bernie and tongue kissing AOC. She told you it was going to happen. She knew that this lunatic fringe had the heart of their party, not the Black people, as much as Black people like to think they're the heart of the party. They are not. The white and immigrant youth. This is who celebrates this DSA foolishness. These are the people who have the money and the means to escape the hellhole that they create. This woman her family is from Ethiopia. They got here by a lottery. Her father actually won the immigration lottery months after she was born. There's a whole lot wrong with that conversation. There should not be a lottery for my citizenship. Are you kidding me? When we talk about reform, it has to happen now. I agree with her on one point. Congress has done nothing to advance the ball on either side.
Yeah. Shelley. I mean, you heard with her, a lot of these socialists are continuing to rally for immigration. This is what they're one of their main issues. What are your thoughts here?
Well, I'm sticking and standing where I have been over the last week or so on these DSAs becoming elected or nominated in the primaries. Number one, I'm more and more convinced now that the Democratic leadership, aside from Fetterman and maybe a couple of others, they may be shocked, but the rest of them are not. They are going around. They're not concerned. They are not going to come out. They're not telling those people to get out of the race. They are going to sponsor and support them. They're going to get them all the money that they can get. They are not shocked. They are not upset. They want them in the office because as they leave out, this is the people who are going to take over the party. I'm not convinced at all. I'm not fooled at all. They know exactly what they're doing. And these are the people who are going to be on the ballots. Again, I'm not carrying the water, relying on them being so-called upset about the socialists in their party. No. We have a battle cry, if you will. They are emblematic of it, but the cry is there nonetheless. We have to pick up that mantle and run like hell to save our country. These people are trying to pull the wool over our eyes. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure if I 100% agree with that. And I do agree that this is a big thing. You know, these radical socialists, Marxists, communists are taking over the Democrat Party. Someone asked me today, they said, you know, do you think this is a big thing? Do you really think that socialists are actually going to eventually take over the Democrat Party? Yes, I do. I believe this is sort of like when Dennis Prager said back, in the early 2000s, that leftists were pushing the idea that men menstruate. And he said this on the Bill Maher show in front of a panel of Democrats at the time. And they looked at him like he was crazy. They were like, what are you talking about? No, we don't say that. Nobody says that on our side. Well, fast forward to today, 2026. And all the Democrats are saying men menstruate. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be similar to that. But I'm not sold yet that Democrats believe this is a winning message across the country. Nicole, what are your thoughts there? Do you think actual socialists can win general elections across the country or just in these leftist bastions?
Do you know, I think anywhere where there's voter apathy, right? Mm-hmm. Where Republican Party doesn't put up anybody worth getting up to go vote for. When that happens and the vote count is very low, the percentage of voters that go out, the turnout is very low, anything can happen. Anything can happen. When you take a look at these races where they actually did win, voter turnout was incredibly low. So there's something to be learned on both sides of the aisle. For us, for the Republican Party, it means that we have to, one, find candidates that energize our base. And there has to be real repercussions when Democrats meddle in our primaries. It can't just be like, oh, well, so what? They're playing in our primary. We're just going to push forward. We're going to have to learn to fight dirty. Again, these people are playing like The Godfather. They're playing like Tony Montana, and we're sitting around like Little House on the Prairie. Things have got to change at the party level. There are states that have made magnificent turns. Florida used to be blue.
Right.
It's a conservative bastion. How did they get there? Devout leadership, people who believed in party principles, and they stood on it. And they found candidates that spoke to the heart of the people, not candidates that spoke to the heart of the party, but to the people who make up the party. And that's where we've been lacking. We also need to find candidates who are going to do the work and stop talking shit. Mm-hmm. Stop talking about it. Be about it. When you take a look at all of the rallies that these DSA people have done and their proxies have done, where are our Republican congressmen? Where are their rallies? Where are they at? Who are they engaging? They're downtown with me. Having a corn dog and a $10 lemonade. This is what they're doing. We need them to be front and center, standing on party principle, waving this flag everywhere and saying, listen, America, this is no longer about policy differences. This is about the heart of our nation. Vote Republican. These people are nominated. They're not automatically elected. People need to turn out and vote against this foolishness, or you get what you got.
Well, folks, we are sounding the alarm. This is what we have been doing for a very long time here. This is Poppin' Politics. Remember, as you come in, to like, share, and subscribe, but really important to like this video. It helps to get the video out in front of a wider audience, and we appreciate the support. So once again, if you are tired of power-hungry commie leftists trying to strip us of our rights and tear apart our country, folks, you're in the right place, because we push back hard against them.